Welcome back to the You Weren't There podcast. I am your host at Mia Was Here, 5 underscores. Got a few special guests with us today. Guys, introduce yourselves.
Chaz DL.
Yo, Tyrellington.
I'm a special guest. It's Yo Melly, baby. You know, what's up, gang? We over here.
He doesn't know he's been fired yet. But we're going to get
Cat.
right into it.
Cat.
I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on it, so we're going to get into this first. Shakur Stevenson versus Tank Davidson. Allegedly, that fight is supposed to be happening in the fall. Lomachenko will take the winner of that fight. He decided to step aside to let those two young guys fight first. What y'all thinking?
You want me to go first?
I mean, yeah,
I go first.
I'm 60-40, 60 with Tank, but Shakur, my man, just the immaturity of him in the
Shout out
last
to
fight.
Shakur.
It's like, come
Why
on.
do you feel
Shakur.
like he was being immature the last fight? Like, what was it
Because
about?
I think the noise is starting to creep in the camp a little bit, slightly.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? He still ain't changed, break no habits or change. He's still
You mean afterwards? The afterwards.
doing
immaturity.
that,
Okay.
doing it afterwards. Like he in the corner. I know y'all want me to knock him out,
yeah.
so you hear the noise. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't break character in the ring. But him saying that to his grandfather told me, "Oh, you out hearing the noise." You know what I'm saying? Because y'all want entertainment from them.
Right.
You know, but he's
But then his grandfather told him to let his hands go, and he said no.
he let his hands go, but he wanted that knockout.
He was
Never.
pat shotting. He was pat shotting.
Never heard of
You know what I'm saying? Because if he get that knockout for real, money go up sales for him, ticket
Yeah.
sales go up for him.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? But he recognized my game. I'm a defensive fighter.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I like Shakur because it's the art of boxing.
Shakur don't duck, bro. He don't run. He in the
He don't
pocket.
run.
He in the pocket. He just don't hit hard.
He don't run.
He don't run. He
know.
don't-
I've seen
I know
fights
you
where
don't.
that's
I know.
all
The
he
one
did.
before
He's in the,
That's
he stay
bullshit.
right in
The
front
one-
of you.
no.
That's bullshit.
The one before-
I've seen fights where the only thing he does is run.
He stay in the pocket and you miss him and then he pat shot you, but
Never
he just
slip
don't hit you that
punches,
hard.
that's not true.
On some late career Floyd shit.
This
I mean, that's
fight
the
might be the
thing.
first fight where I seen him actually like slip a punch. That's normally not his defensive strategy. He backs up and moves around.
He don't have no defense. He just he is in front of
You just
all
said he
his
was a
opponents.
defensive
He
fighter.
is a defensive fighter.
But he stayed right there like this.
That's not defense.
I don't care. They're not
Yeah,
touching
it
him.
is.
They're
If
not
he
touching
ain't
him.
hitting
You
you,
slipping it.
They're not
but
touching
he
like,
not hitting you for real.
They hitting ghosts still.
he.
Man, I don't give
I'm not
what
into
nobody
defensive
say. I
boxing.
just think
I ain't.
Yeah, I get it. It must be-
There's
I love
two-
There it is.
There's
People
two
not.
types of there's
Hey,
two
talk
types of
about
boxing
second
fans.
favorite
You feel me?
sports,
Like
man.
there's some like music. There's some that appreciate the science.
Right.
I grew up watching niggas get knocked the
Yeah.
fuck out. You feel
Right.
me? So that's really what I want.
but
to
he not
see.
Floyd and he not Tyson.
I didn't even like watching Floyd fight.
I love
See,
Floyd
that
fights.
makes, see, but
Floyd fight was
that
different. Floyd
makes
fight was
sense.
different.
That
And
makes
if-
sense.
if
No,
it-
but
I wasn't a big
I
Floyd
could
fan
appreciate. I
either.
could appreciate. Like the older I got, I could appreciate it more because I'm like, he is real technical skill there.
Right.
But I didn't run to
A
watch
nigga
it.
threw
though.
17
See, I'm
punches,
glad
hit
to
you
hear
with
you
That's
say
what
that.
I'm saying.
13
I'm glad
straight.
it makes sense.
Yeah,
So that's
yeah.
the same
Floyd.
with Shakur.
Yeah.
He's-
That's what he
Yeah.
trying to
he's
emulate.
the science
Like
with it.
I watch a tank fight.
Boom, he'll prosper.
Nah, but you know,
Everybody watch a tank fight.
Everybody-
That's what makes it
everybody-
tank.
Because
Yeah, everybody
everybody,
would.
even
Right.
if
They
they
want
want like
knockout.
boxing,
You want to see somebody get knocked
Joe.
out.
Even if they don't get knocked out, you want to see a nigga.
That's
get
really
hit
what makes
hard.
Tank
Like,
the face because he's by far the most
Because
entertaining.
boxing has never been. Boxing's gonna give the
And he
accolades
got a
to
good
defensive
support team.
fighters and whatever. But boxing is about niggas that's gonna knock somebody out.
For sure.
They want that to be.
For sure. But I think Tank is like the one fighter who's really timing up for him. He doesn't get enough credit for how high his IQ is, for how good of a boxer that he is, because he knocking niggas out.
Yeah.
You don't last
all
long
the
enough
lead-
to get to
but
see
it's
that.
all
Shout
shit.
out to
it's
Tank.
all the lead up
That's my
into the
dog.
knockout.
Yeah.
Like, that's the
Shout out to
technical
all
shit. 'Cause he
Baltimore.
mentally break niggas
Like
down.
he breaks you.
Yeah.
He takes 2 to 3 rounds to figure you out. He spends another 2 to 3 rounds breaking you
Yeah.
and forcing you into his
It's
style
fun
of the
to watch.
fight. And then he
It's fun to
spends
watch.
2 rounds assessing you, lining you up until he knock you the fuck out. It's
And he
brilliant to watch.
calling it.
Yep.
I like that shit.
I like that you can call a Tank knockout. You know it's
Yeah.
gonna happen somewhere between the 6th and 8th.
Yeah.
I'm hoping Shakur happens by the.
So what you thinking? Him and you said him and Shakur.
Yeah. So
I said
what happened was
40%,
originally he
though.
was supposed to fight. So Tank was supposed to fight Lomachenko between November and December. Loma stepped aside. He said that he thought he wanted to take the winner of the Shakur versus Tank fight. So now it'll be Shakur and Tank somewhere between November and December.
Lomachenko got like 3 losses, so he ain't invincible.
He was just ducking a little bit.
You
So
getting older.
if
He's
we
being more
putting him
careful.
up there, if we putting him up there,
Because
the two niggas you
Loma don't
want to
make-
fight
ducking
is
it-
undefeated.
Him
Yeah.
ducking it though raised his purse.
Nah, because he exciting.
Yeah, but
He had knockout.
even her setting it up like that, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
though.
it
'Cause
raises
like,
verse.
he's sitting back like, let y'all, yeah,
Y'all do
yeah.
it because that's gonna make a fight.
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
when I take you, the bag is
It'll be
big.
Right.
huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huge. You know what
So I
I'm
mean,
saying?
he stands
'Cause
to
he's
make more
losing
money.
regardless.
It's a good-
He's losing
yeah.
regardless.
It's a
You know
good
what I'm saying?
decision
It's a
for
good
him.
business decision.
But it's
So-
not a good
so
decision
Tank
for
is the
him
two-
to fight. For him to fight first and then he lose and then he
Yeah.
go on and fight Shakur because then Shakur gets the bigger
I
fight.
told
with
you
the
I
bigger
didn't want
bag.
him to fight Frank. He's gonna whoop his ass. What'd he do?
I mean, it was good
He
for
whooped
Tank.
his
It wasn't
ass.
good for Frank.
So now the
I mean,
Stevenson,
Frank, even Frank,
the Stevenson jump is about to be. Let me tell you how this how it's about to go. Let me just. Everybody set up for this. This how it's about to go. Hey, listen. Shout out to Shakur, that's my man. Shout out to Tank, that's my man. I don't beef with nobody. They both my man. But look, my man can box.
Ooh,
Stevenson,
what about it? So
he can box.
So this is the
Hold
question.
on. Let me finish.
I'm with you.
Them first couple rounds, when Tank trying to analyze what he got going on,
Scorecard.
yeah, on points, on Floyd shit. I told you, Floyd shit. Floyd paid by the scorecards.
Well-
That's how Floyd didn't knock niggas out when he was money made. He only knocked niggas out when he was motherfucking pretty boy Floyd.
So question.
You feel me?
You
wasn't-
think
he
that
wasn't
Shakur is
fighting.
going to beat
But-
Tank?
He was
Like,
boxing.
Is Shakur, hold on. Is Shakur beating Tank? Yes or no?
No,
40%, 45.
Nah.
Yes or no?
no.
Then what the fuck are we talking about? Y'all keep
No,
doing this
he
fucking
gonna
back
fuck
and
you
forth,
up.
him and her
No,
bullshit.
because it's
Like,
still
oh,
50-50.
it's still, oh man, he's a decent fight. You don't even believe he can win. What is the goddamn difference if the nigga's not gonna win anyway?
Do I believe he can win the fight? Yes. If he
Anybody can
boxes.
win
Do you
Yeah.
believe he's
If he
going
stays
to win?
alive,
Yeah, everybody got
if
a
he
punch
stay
chance, but
alive
this
and
particular
box,
one,
he can win the fight.
He has
So if
a
he
real
stay
chance
alive.
of
Yeah.
winning on the scorecard.
Okay.
Because you
the
know
question
Tank.
is, is he
If you just know when you
He's
fight
not gonna
with
stay
Tank,
alive. It's a
something
Tank
problem.
never fought nobody
Something
that
coming. When
he
you fight
can't
with Tank
touch.
Paul,
So this
something
is why
coming.
this is why it's interesting though.
So he
'cause
has
it's
a chance to,
You got a scorecard fighter versus a knockout fighter. It's already like, all right, Tank.
He's
so-
not fighting him, bro.
I'm gonna tell you like this: if Shakur doesn't get out here
I don't think it's gonna
and
happen.
entertain,
I don't
there
think-
are no bigger
Everybody
fights.
just put sleep emojis on
So
that nigga.
he can play this joint
They not-
close if he
they not-
want
they not
to.
fighting.
He can play it scared if he want to. But if Shakur goes out there
Hey, but
and
Shakur,
he
he
does
my nigga.
not entertain those big fights that he
already-
thinks are on the table are off the fucking table.
But
Let me
it
tell you
already
something,
happened.
because I know you're watching this, baby. I know you're watching this shit right now. If you don't go out there and whoop that boy ass, and I mean this, Shakur, if you don't whoop his ass, it will not matter the outcome of that fight. If you go through 12 rounds, we will say the same thing we've been saying, that you scared, that you soft, and that you boring. If you don't knock this nigga out, if you don't knock this nigga out or entertain the shit out of us, you're still not going to get the bigger fights, because we're still going to know that you don't have what it takes to entertain. Nobody want to see that touch up bullshit.
What if he win by decision though?
If he wins by decision, we will say the same thing. That's the
Yeah.
first
So
thing I
the
think.
lose-lose man.
They will say he's
But
soft.
Win.
But that's more about the fans than the.
It's a win. It's about self. It's
Y'all
about
just want
self.
entertainment. I get it.
It's about y'all. Y'all entertainment. Y'all like, yeah, that.
Yeah, because
If
I'm buying the ticket.
he has a chance.
I'm buying the ticket.
That's why I'm like,
You damn right it's about me being entertained, because I'm buying the ticket.
Yeah.
If this nigga makes it 12 rounds and wins by decision, the narrative will be the same. That he is boring, that he is soft, that he is afraid to get hit, and nobody's gonna buy those fights. His career will be over no matter what. If he does not go out there and
it
put on
already
a show,
happened.
it is over, because there is no bigger
We only
ticket.
buy-
You took your big ticket fight too soon. You talking about Frank took that fight too soon. So did Shakur.
We fight somebody
it's a
else.
lose-lose.
We only buying it for Tank. We
What you
not
just
buying
said
no
already
pay-per-view.
happened.
But that's the thing, right? You're right. We are only buying this fight for Tank. Or
Yeah,
we're
for
mostly
Tank
buying
only.
it for
That's
Tank.
it.
And
But
it's
that's the
not
thing.
a
That's his
competition.
opportunity to be able to sell a fight. Because if he go out there and he entertain us against Tank and he wins, then you'll know that you're willing to buy some more
He will
fights from him.
outbox
But if he go out there and win a decision that nobody is impressed by, nobody gives a shit about, and that nobody is going to watch going forward, the fucking career is over. Because there's no one else to fight that you're going to be able to sell a ticket like that with. And you're not going to get a rematch with that boy being boring as fuck, because we're not going to want to see it 2 times.
Even if he end up,
So you
losing,
saying if he win against
fighting
Tank, he got
different,
hit?
No, I
and-
think
and
if he
making an entertaining
entertains
fight,
and if he
yeah.
whoop Tank ass, he's gonna be fine.
He's
But I
a-
think if
he's
he
a
wins
fat
by
guy.
decision because he ran the whole fight, it's over for him
mean,
anyway.
I
The
don't,
Pat
have a,
Shatter.
I don't have a personal connection. I feel like
He's a peekaboo. He a
my
peekaboo
outside
fighter.
look at him when I wasn't hip to him, I was like, I don't really know why. Like, I don't get it yet. And I kept saying that. I
You still
watched.
don't get it, do you?
It depends on what type of boxing you
That's the
like,
thing.
bro.
Like I said, he didn't even like
So-
the
so-
sport.
that's
That
what I'm
makes
saying.
sense
So
to me.
I
You
get-
want a Mike Tyson or you want Floyd Mayweather?
No,
That's the
but
thing.
that's the
But
question.
even
Bro,
people want Tyson.
But even that, yeah.
Yeah.
But even
Most
that,
people want
I
Tyson.
blame the consumer
But
for putting
everybody
the
ain't.
Floyd on him because he's not even that. At least Floyd was remotely entertaining outside of the ring.
Floyd.
That, but see,
So-
outside of the boom, that's what it was.
But
His
that- but that-
entertainment.
but
So
that's what made-
people tuned in just to see him lose.
Yeah, this
You know
shit,
what I'm saying?
exactly. I hope a nigga knock
Yeah,
Floyd out.
that's what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't care what happens to Shakur one way
you
or the
don't
other.
care about
You
it.
don't
Like,
believe
you
that
don't
he
care.
could win this
Yeah.
fight. So if he get knocked,
Yeah.
if he get knocked out, it's the same as usual.
And like,
And if he wins
I
by
don't even
decision, you
fully-
don't care.
I don't even fully blame him for that. Like I said, it's like we gonna play some shit on a nigga. We want a nigga to be the next
facts.
whatever. or
He's
the
just the
next
Facts.
fight,
closest.
you feel
He's
me?
just the closest thing you've
That's
seen.
facts.
But it's like he a defensive boxer. It's mad defensive boxers that probably
Hey, but
box
Shakur
like
don't run
like,
though. Shout out to Shakur Stevenson. He did
Yeah.
not run. He might not hit hard.
Nah, he don't run.
He don't
just
run.
Also
He
doesn't
just, like,
entertain.
fight like
He
that.
don't.
Y'all
He
fight
also
like
don't
that.
entertain.
That's y'all
He don't
fault.
keep you
can't-
awake.
I'm attacking
He don't
you
make
like-
you want to buy tickets. There's a lot of shit he don't do. You're right. He don't run, but he don't do a lot of shit.
See you later. See you later.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm saying,
Shout out to
like,
Shakur.
that's
That's
a
my
different,
dog.
you know, that's a different little aura.
That's
Like he
down
got
on
the
that.
belt and shit.
That's my
Like
dog.
he might
Like the
start
most
popping his shit a little
entertainment, the
different.
most entertainment he gonna get you if he's Shane Mosley him. Take a, if he could take one on the chin for real, and then come
that's
back.
what I'm saying. And if he go out there, even if he loses,
But see, for
if he
me,
boxes
that's
different,
really going to be the test. The
Yeah.
test is like, can you take a punch?
That's
Yeah,
the
because
question.
niggas,
Yeah.
if Tank hit him and niggas like, oh,
That's the
and he
question.
eat that bitch,
And he eat it.
He gonna get one. He
Now
gonna
you-
get
see,
one.
even that, your
But you know
top
what?
rises.
That entertains
That's
me.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm
If
saying.
you can
yeah.
take a knockout
That's what I'm
punch by the
saying.
champ and not get knocked
That's what
out,
I'm
I'm
saying.
still entertained.
That's what I'm saying.
But if you do not entertain
Yeah.
us,
Yeah.
there are no bigger fights for you to get. Because if you fight Devin Haney, nobody gonna want to see that fat bum do nothing. If you fight fucking Ryan Garcia, it'll be after the drugs. The legacy is not the same. If you fight Pitbull, it'll definitely be him running the
Well,
whole
to
time
that
because he
point then-
overwhelmed the shit out of you.
To that point, he's gonna entertain you regardless because he's fighting Tank. Because Tank's gonna touch him at least.
Yeah, no, this is a,
Because
Yeah,
even if Tank
more
don't
than-
do it, then you looking at Tank crazy. Like this is boring. Why
it's
you
gonna be-
can't touch this
if,
man?
If the fight do
You know
happen,
what
it'll
I'm
be
saying?
Hey, bro,
entertaining.
Tank
It'll be
is
entertaining.
5'4".
Yeah.
Do you know how much force come up when you 5'4"?
yeah.
When this nigga
And
swing,
you strong.
he is meaning this shit.
Yeah.
Nigga,
Yeah.
take this.
It's facts.
He's smacking you. Did you hit it? Hey, bro, I told you. Did
And
you
he
hit
got
the
a hell of
jump?
a reach
when he
when
was
he
when
do that
he was
shit.
beating the shit out of that nigga. You heard all the. I was like, God dang, he's
Yeah.
smacking the shit out
But
of
see,
him.
that's what's
Nigga
gonna be
sound like
entertaining
that.
about it too. Tank reached 67.5 inches. Shakur 68. Frank's was 68. Ryan's was 68.
Yeah.
He's well in range with these guys.
Yeah.
So it's not like you gonna come out there and just
Yeah,
stick
no,
him
yeah, no,
because
facts.
you got like hella range on him. You got half an inch.
Now Loki won't see this fight happen now.
It's gonna be
Don't-
entertaining.
Bro,
It's gonna be
he's just
entertaining
accurate.
from at least one
Hey,
side.
Hey,
But
hey, the block punches hurt too.
Yeah.
Cause you still got to block him.
that's true.
Yeah.
Exhausts a lot of energy blocking
Yeah.
punches too, though.
You
It hurt.
You get hit some.
And honestly, that's a big part of what happened to Frank. A big part of his strategy was that, like, he was so busy trying not to get knocked out that he ended up exhausting additional energy trying not to get knocked out. And that's going to catch up to, and like, that's the thing about Tank. He banks on all of these things. That's IQ.
Yeah.
That's what makes him a smarter fighter than a lot of these
He's
guys.
a new version of
You
Mike
know
Tyson.
that you afraid to
Low-key.
get
Yeah,
knocked
that's
out
it.
by me.
New version of Mike
That's what
Tyson.
it is.
No question.
They got-
Everybody
they
was
definitely
scared
got
when they
similar-
fought Mike
yeah.
Tyson. They was scared to get knocked out. They didn't care about Mike Tyson.
But you know what the difference is in Tank that's very important is his work ethic. Tyson got to a point in his career where like he
was
he,
good.
he got
He went through
everything
a
he
lot of
wanted
shit.
and he stopped working hard, right?
Yeah.
He got very comfortable with the life. Tank, no way.
Yeah. I don't see.
He
Well, we
more
don't
he
see
more
it.
focused
Yeah,
than
yeah,
the
yeah.
evidence.
Yeah.
He more focused than the
Big
evidence.
Tank,
See, he hang
Yeah.
with who he hang with,
I mean, he ain't with who he
and
hang
you
with,
don't.
but he trained how
don't
he
give
trained.
him no
That is-
That's one thing you could say about Tank. Tank trains, and
Yeah.
if you look at like where he started as far as the like composition of his body
Mhm.
to where he is now, he's more serious than he's ever
Yeah,
been.
he definitely.
He know the legacy is
I
the
was gonna
jeopardy.
say he know what's
he
going
know
on,
what
yeah.
he know what
He knows
that the
what's going
legacy is the
That's
jeopardy.
why.
At this
That's why it went down.
So he not playing no games with these
Yeah,
niggas.
yeah.
And that makes him more dangerous to me. When you step in the ring with a nigga who's saying, like, you are in the way of my legacy and I will kill you to
Yeah.
defend it.
I ain't mean that shit.
It's terrifying.
Yeah, ain't
I
mean
wouldn't let that little nigga put his hands on me.
I'd have went on first round and I said, "What's up?"
Yeah, I probably would have went out.
If I lose, I lose. Let's go.
It's gonna be a 20
The
million.
streets to the hey,
It's a street
hey,
fight.
Nah,
fuck,
facts.
cut the check.
Yeah.
But end of the
But
day,
shout out to Tank.
shout out to Tank, shout out to Shakur. I think it's definitely gonna be a great fight, even if it's just from Tank's end. So we'll see what happens in November, December. We're gonna get this out the way. I don't really want to talk about it, but it was an assassination attempt today or some shit like that with the red motherfucker, whatever. Like,
Light skin, really.
God bless
Look at
America.
our lack of compassion.
Yeah, like, God bless America. Anyway, moving on. So
Shit is terrible.
we have one of the best producers I've ever heard.
Wow.
Truly my favorite person that I've ever worked with. I think like there are people who, and you said this earlier, Ty, like there are people who understand like the science of a thing, and then there are people who just understand like the feel and the emotion of a thing. And then you have people who understand like all of it and are able to balance. I feel like you are able to balance that in a way that I've never seen, especially not from anybody locally.
I appreciate
So
that.
you know what I mean? Like, so when it comes to like, yeah, we gotta give our people their flowers, man, for real. Like, we gotta give our folks their flowers. Like, I'm always so impressed with what Ty puts together because I think like the composition of what you create, album to album, single to single, is something like really, if you put all of that on the greatest hits, it all makes sense together. Whereas like there are artists, I feel like if you put that catalog together, it's like, were you going through something at this point in your life? Because this doesn't exactly fit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like when you look at how you approach music, where did that start?
Where did it start? At home, for real. Like I come from like two older parents, so that's where the initial sound come from. Like I ain't come up with rap in the house for real. Like I had to travel to rap. Very young still. Like I was listening to Pac when I was 6. Facts. So like, but I had to travel to that. Like my folks was not listening to that. So we in the house playing all of Motown, all of that. So mix that mixed with where I'm from. DC is just a musical city. So like I grew up at Adams Morgan. We had Adams Morgan Day on like before Labor Day. Two big stages at the end of 18th Street with live bands all day. You feel me? So like out from 3 up, I'm experiencing all of that. I'm in the house experiencing that. So when I really when I realized, okay, I want to like produce music or whatever, I didn't really like kind of just have like a template of a sound I wanted to like come up with. I knew like, okay, I'm into samples. I want to figure out how sampling works. Once I figured that out, okay, let me see what comes after that. Everything was pretty natural. Like that's why I kind of like I listened to like beats from when I was first starting and like now. And like you say, like it kind of like, of course there's improvements with what you learn, but it kind of stays the same kind of like just structure, and that's just in me. I don't really think that's in the blood for real.
For sure. So like when you look at how you approach music versus like, because there's so much talent like when it comes to the city, and I'm less familiar with it than you are, you know what I mean? And we can always make sure that we covering like, I feel like artists in the city that are important, that are special, and that like deserve recognition. But like when you look at your approach to music as opposed to like every other producer, what makes you special?
Man, I think just the difference in, like I said, the difference in upbringing plays a part. What you experience within where you're from plays a part. I always make a joke now because I'm older or whatever. It's like I'm good everywhere in the city for real, and like it sound like some macho shit, but it's not even that. I ain't never had problems with niggas because I'm just a cool nigga.
You a real nigga.
Yeah, like and it's like I'm gonna come around, I'm gonna show love, whatever. I touched all points of the city very early and just often. So I know the different sounds, I know the different lingos and everywhere, you feel me? So certain I know different producers, they approach shit with like they just want to stay current, they want to stay I'm about to learn. This one dude, I was coming up under him because he's older than me, but he was telling me like, yeah, the sound is this year. So focus all on perfecting that. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, so what happens next year? Like it's always a race. Like it's always a race rather than like, I kind of just want to run my own race, carve my own lane. I think that's what separates me. Like I be seeing people like wholeheartedly just conform to like whatever they think everybody want to hear. It's like, man, I don't call
free cop music.
All of that, you feel me? Like, and that's a whole different, like, even before it got to that, I was peeping, like, I know you, and I know, like, what you started out doing. Not saying you got to stay how you started,
right?
But it's like, I know you at your core, like when it comes to the music shit, you don't really like doing that. Like you just want to grab ears and shit for the quick, but like those quick ears gonna change and they're not gonna fuck with you when the sound changes.
And you don't build like an
you don't
audience
build
like that.
you don't build an audience.
And I feel like when you build your audience, you could take them with you everywhere.
Exactly,
Right. The same people that was listening
those
to music,
ears could
those
be.
people
I
watching
don't like
the
saying.
podcast now.
I don't like saying exactly. I don't like saying tricked, but your ears can be tricked. Like I can tell you what I want to sound good to you. I don't have to like cut on a song and be like, all right, let me recreate that beat because I seen her bobbing her head to it. Nah, like I got natural rhythm and I'm good at this shit. I'm press play. They fucking with it. You
I
feel
think
me?
like that's important. Like
it's
for people to remember that you can be introduced to something new that you like.
Exactly.
Right. I'm such a creature of habit, especially when it comes to music. So I tend to listen to like the same playlist over and over for songs I've been listening to for 100 years.
Me
like,
too.
That's the kind of person that I am. But like I feel like so much of the new music that I'm discovering is between IG and TikTok. Like there's so much raw talent happening right here, like in front of us in real time.
Like even more than ever, honestly.
More than ever. And I mean like incredibly talented people that I'm running across on there all the time. Like Tommy Richmond, like I mean this is how people are going crazy. It's music that's already good.
People called him an industry plan. I was like, I know a couple people that's like did one with him. Like he kind of been like in Woodbridge trying to get it popping.
Yeah.
Like, I just I never like
he had been done music with Brent.
Exactly.
He been here. Like, you just caught on.
Yeah.
Same with everything. Like that Kehlani joint. Like
exactly.
Is crazy. Like there's so much. I feel like that's how I'm discovering everything new that I'm listening to. I'm not going on iTunes and saying, oh, like what's in the new music space. Like, and honestly, the way that they like hold the algorithms on Pandora, iTunes, everything now, it's not geared for you to discover.
You can't discover nothing new.
It's geared for you to listen to the same shit you've been listening to.
Here's something new from them.
Something new from them.
But you're not gonna know nobody. You're not gonna come across no unknown people.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's my whole thing. Like I love what social media has become in terms of like it enabling us to hear new music, to find new music, and to like grow with that music. Like I think that's crazy. But I think like when you look at the music that's popping right now, it's happening for people like around us, right? Because Tommy is from like Richmond, Woodbridge. There you go, right? So it's happening around us, but it just feels like DC is always like one step away from like the thing. Why are we always one step away from the thing? Because I feel like we've been saying this for like a decade.
We on drill shit right now.
We don't know what the thing is.
We on drill shit. We trying to kill shit.
We don't know what but see, even that.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Even that,
drill shit.
I'm glad he said that. What is the thing? What's the thing?
Niggas
because we done had the thing.
Right, that's true.
Mad times, honestly, like we've had the thing. We've had the thing.
Crew was the thing.
Like
Crew was the thing worldwide.
Thing
worldwide.
You feel me? Like,
and it sounded like us.
Exactly, and I love that. But like we've had the thing a few times, so I think, and I've had a lot of time to like kind of sit back. I like my way of thinking about it changed a little bit, but people don't know what they want from this area in particular because when I came up, like, what's the first local hit you remember? Like on the radio, on the radio, for real?
Wale.
I don't.
Shout out to Wale.
For real?
Wale, yes.
Yeah, who was before that? I mean, like the butt, like
nonchalant, 5 o'clock.
I would have said the butt if you're taking it back like that.
No, I said the first one I remember.
Did
you remember on the radio? I was in first grade when I was on the radio.
I would say 5 o'clock in the morning.
Not Dig Dug. When 5 o'clock came out.
Yeah.
5 o'clock in the morning.
We was
in school singing that jump. So like
I was in high school when Wale came out.
Me too.
Wale, hey, Wale.
That's why it's fresh.
I don't give my man his flowers enough. Shout out to Wale.
Yeah, but like
he the GOAT.
After that, it was
go to what?
He the GOAT. He GOAT.
This area.
Okay, some of the opinions expressed on this show do not represent.
Shout out to Wale.
I ain't gonna lie. We gonna get into We gonna get into that too. But nah, like
he really can rap.
He really can't rap.
He not doing drill shit. He don't talk about no killing shit. He talk about his feelings. You mad about a man talking about his feelings?
In the timeline of things, niggas.
Oh, he too soft.
I didn't say any of that.
See, the thing
no, I'm just saying. I ain't saying you said it. I'm just saying they say he talk about feeling too much. But shout out to Wale.
We have a thing, right?
Oh God.
But we have a thing, which is if we stay true to ourselves, but then we chase too. But by naturally, when I say naturally, culturally, our DNA here, we're independents.
Mhm.
Like we really entrepreneurs by heart, right? We do everything independently, but that don't work for industry standards.
No.
So yeah, we have a thing. If we stay true to ourselves, it could go. But once we do something that pops off, we try to conform or chase, like you said, the producer. This the current sound. Where
Yeah.
I'm independent. I'm gonna stay true to myself, and we're ahead of our time in that way.
That's more. I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think that's more so like a current mentality though. It sound good, right? But if you look at the timeline of this area musically, for real, and I say we had the thing mad times, like he brought up Wale, so we'll stay there. Like we go before, but like he was probably the first one out of like recent memory where it was like, damn, this nigga like, all right, like I'm on he on BET, he on MTV, like,
and he had hits on him.
So
this Flower Bomb was a big.
Even before that, it's like, damn, this nigga. Like I remember the moment where I was like, damn, this nigga's on BET. That's Ben Chili Bowl. Like I'm still young watching this shit. You feel me? So I think this area has a thing where we give you a ceiling before, like you said, we all entrepreneurs, we all independent. We kind of look at that like it's weird. Like we all get this attitude like, that nigga ain't shit though.
You got a membership. You got a membership.
Yeah, it's like that nigga ain't shit though. Like
you
he
got
ain't
30
fucking
days
with me.
to
Like
show us what you got.
people automatically, and it's like people automatically like. It's automatically a competition in your mind at that point. And it's like, rather than you just sitting back being like, man, that's all right. Let me see what this nigga could do for the area.
Let me support.
And let me support. And let me support.
Right now,
we don't support.
You can view a nigga as competition and support him.
We don't want to support.
That's the problem. We don't want to support him.
Like, we go
because we think we better than that.
We go out.
Everybody want to be
you not better than me, so I'm not supporting.
Everybody want to be the biggest artist in DC. I'm the biggest artist. Fuck you.
And it's like,
if I become the biggest blogger, I don't care. I'm bringing everybody with me.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Like, I'm hateful.
My bad. What was you?
No, I mean, y'all kind of answered it. I was about to say, do you think that's what boxed them in? Trying to fight that?
Nah, niggas be trying to be the first to do everything. They
think it was it's more than one thing in his case. I think like I feel like we all know the rumors with regard to Wale. Like, well, he never helped people, and he didn't give back to the city, and he didn't.
You know what's so?
And that's why they didn't support.
But you know what's so wild?
What you wanted him to do?
Think about how bad. My bad.
No. Go ahead. Yeah.
Think about how word spread around in this area. And 9 times out of 10, it's some shit that's gotten like misconstrued because niggas be emotional.
Yeah, niggas play the telephone game for sure.
For sure. I can tell you firsthand, that nigga first tried to like literally stick his hand out, and he not in a position to do that in 08, 09.
Right.
But he
tried.
And he don't know he can't do that.
Right.
So you gonna tell niggas like, I got you, and the niggas is gonna take that to heart because damn, this nigga blowing up. Once you realize you can't do it, then what? So now you like I could see like what happened with him for real. Mm-hmm. I see what happened with him. And like you said off top, he was different. He had his own lane. It's like we want this area. I know what this area want as a representative for us musically. I know what this area wants.
What they want?
What you said? What we on right now?
Drill time.
This is what we want.
See,
we want it so bad, and it's like it's never gonna happen how niggas think it's gonna happen because
all the
these
good
niggas are
rappers
dumb.
locked us.
These niggas are dumb.
Yeah,
because they real was on it. They real was on it
for years.
So basically, so my question is, we need somebody that's gonna stay authentic to themselves, but once they get there, stand on that business.
We don't got no J. Cole ass nigga.
But we do.
We do that.
No,
we got
do.
mad of them.
We do.
Like,
that's why I'm really
nobody listening to them.
But this is my biggest issue with this area, and I haven't seen it.
I got a question before you there. He said J. Cole, right? I look at J. Cole. He got to a point where he bossed himself up, right?
Shout out to J. Cole.
Aren't we missing that to a degree to where you get there and we bossing up? Like Wale was the closest.
That was it.
But he wasn't in position.
That was it.
He wasn't in position.
Everything is I'm about to kill you, nigga. Music.
He got there though.
Yeah,
we stopped supporting him.
We stopped supporting
him. He got there,
and he stopped supporting us.
Yeah,
because by the time he got there,
thank you.
I would never forget this. He was looking for a female rapper. He didn't look for rappers here. He was picking rappers out of Ohio. Yeah. So he had by the time he had the opportunity.
What was he? I think under but.
You mean like
that was when he had like every blue moon?
Yeah,
and
it's like honestly,
because J. Cole departed himself, and now he.
But think about what J. Cole had. J. Cole had to have a whole like literal like big three
J. Cole
career
don't
before
even
he
got no
even got in that position to do
No,
that. Bro.
facts,
You feel me?
facts,
So that was
facts.
never Wale. Wale got to the point where he could do that, and like you said, by that time it was kind of like
He's
y'all
switching
don't even
styles.
fuck with me.
Yeah.
So why would I even try to fake?
Why
at
would I
this point?
continue to
And
do it
that's
in my
how he
head?
act.
You know what he did?
Yeah.
But you know what he did? He took the people that were genuine to him and took them with him.
So that's why
So it's like it's not like he just left and no niggas from the
facts,
city. Like you feel
facts,
me? Like,
but that's why I asked you, right? Even you, for example, right? Someone that's gonna stand in business because all greats gonna deal with that.
yeah.
You're gonna deal with that. But what really take you to the next level is you can block out that noise and still stay authentic and keep helping your folks out. Because you're gonna get that regardless. You know what I'm saying?
What
Malcolm
no-
X, you're gonna get that.
What
you gonna-
noise? Block out what noise?
The noise, like you just said, oh fuck that nigga, you're gonna get that type. And then, but some people
You know
try
how
to change.
niggas make that hard for you. In the
I
city,
know
bro.
that.
Like
You gonna address it in your music.
I know
and,
that.
but niggas make it hard for you.
I
in the
like-
city,
I like
even
it.
when you
I
try to
like
do
it.
good.
Because I call it God
like it.
complex.
I like it.
I wouldn't even say that. I wouldn't say that because it's like, even if you want to do good, you know your city. You know your city. You know your city.
Fact.
We don't want a motherfucker to shine. We want a motherfucker to shine until they start shining. Then we start hating on them,
Yeah.
and then we stop supporting them.
That's
I'm
literally
with
the
you,
cycle.
really.
too.
Like,
Like,
That's the cycle.
with
Like,
you.
that's the whole
I'm
cycle
with you,
right
though.
there.
Yeah.
But this is why
Who
I
the
said,
biggest nigga in the city?
I get spiritual sometime with it, right?
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? Had Jesus said, you know what, fuck y'all. Because
I feel you.
you know what I'm saying? So we need somebody that's gonna stand through it.
Where?
I'm just saying.
These are just men, though.
Yeah.
Nah,
He was Jesus for a
niggas
reason.
be haters, man.
These are just men.
Niggas be haters.
Niggas be hating.
And niggas get tired of that hating shit.
Yeah,
and when
niggas be
niggas get
hating
tired
on
of that
shit.
hating
And
shit,
niggas- and niggas
and the
is not
opportunities
young.
to reach back
You
around,
guys saw that
they
dick
don't.
riding shit.
Niggas is not young either. It's like these little ass kid games that niggas is older than me
Nobody
are
don't know.
still on. It's like, come on, man. Like
Right.
after a while, you got to look at what you didn't do, like who you could have rubbed the wrong way. I've had to do it myself. So I know these niggas that's been dealing with this shit in politics in this area for way longer than I have had multiple moments where it's like, you know what? I'ma still be mad on the outside, but it's really me for real. It's really my expectations. Like it's really like me trying to stay connected to the streets when I really don't need to be. Like it's so much different shit. Like I done seen so many talented motherfuckers like he gonna be he or she. And it's like they people hold them down. They men hold them down.
right.
They men scared that they gonna
He
leave
wants
them.
you to be with.
Or just
where
like
they at.
not understanding.
Crabs in a barrel.
Yeah.
Crabs in a barrel.
Some of it is just like not having the help too, though, because
Mhm.
we've had, I think, tons of artists who have like reached a certain moment in their career, and it's like, no, they could have taken off, and it just didn't happen. I'm trying to think, what's his name? Steph. What was the guy? Used to be with all the time. Young guy. What was his name? Austin or Dixon or what was his name? Used to be with him all the time. A little young guy that rap. Yeah.
Who that?
I can't remember the young nigga name, which is kind of the point. But I mean, I'm trying to remember this guy's name. I can't remember his name though. I can't
That's
believe
tough
you don't
one
remember
over
this
there.
stuff. And when you think of this guy, when you think of who I'm talking about, you're gonna like be pissed at yourself, like that you couldn't.
That he could remember. That's your man,
Like,
dude.
yeah, that's like your man. You was really with that young nigga like all the time, taking pictures and shit for
You don't
free.
remember
I
his
think I
name
know
is
who you're
crazy.
talking about.
You know exactly what
I
I'm
think
talking
I
about.
do
So
know.
do he. The fact that he don't even remember this nigga and he was with this nigga all the time is exactly my fucking point when it comes to these DMV artists. Y'all be hanging out with these motherfuckers, working with these motherfuckers, taking pictures with these motherfuckers, and you don't even know who the fuck they are. That's crazy.
it's too many.
Y'all spend y'all time and energy investing into these people and don't even remember their fucking names. That's how much potential you think they have. That's how much you believe in these fucking people. You don't even know their goddamn names.
People only
Name
support you.
5 artists from this area.
That's a
They only
fact.
support you when you on.
And I hate that so
You
much.
that's crazy that you have to
hate
be
that.
famous here.
Yes,
And you have to be locally famous.
You had to be famous.
I'm not even going to
Yeah.
do this to your podcast,
Sure.
but I hate it so much. The mentality that I'm not going to acknowledge you until everybody else does.
Yep. It's crazy,
It's
right?
crazy.
And,
Crazy.
but all it tells me is you don't know ball for real. Like
You
you,
fuck with me, I fuck with you.
and
we
it's
can
like,
build off each other.
but that speaks to a whole demographic of the city. The city is broken up musically for me into like 3 types of people.
Which
You got the niggas that want the street shit and only the street shit. You got the niggas that don't fuck with the street shit at all, so they on the opposite end of whatever it is, and you have the people in the middle.
The boom bap niggas.
You have the people in the middle.
Yeah.
I represent the niggas in the middle because I'm actually from the city. So it's so fun. Like, it's so funny to me that when people just want this outward ass like drill rapper to represent DC, it's like, bruh, you can get a nigga that knows how to rap, that's really from the city, and get all of these same stories packaged way better. It's gonna sound way better because there's talent there. If everybody got the same stories.
So much of it is
We
guidance.
from the city,
though.
yeah. Everybody
That's
got the
the point.
same stories.
So
I done
much
seen
of it
niggas get
is
shot.
guidance.
I've been shot in my leg. Like, we all have the same stories.
But it's guidance
Right?
too. Because like, do we remember when LaQuinn was like supposed to be next?
Yeah.
He had a video for Wishing, which is most niggas' problems.
Shout out
Most of
LaQuinn.
these
He
niggas,
can
like,
rap.
Shout out
we talk
LaQuinn,
about
the
this
nigga
all
can
the
rap.
time.
He can rap.
I've had this conversation
rap.
with Steph. When Alex Vaughn had that record with Summer Walker and didn't do a video for it, I thought that was insane.
Yeah.
And I really thought,
That was a good
I
one,
really
too.
felt like she missed a big part of her opportunity. I ain't heard too much from it since. Not to say that everybody doesn't know Alex and that she's not fantastic,
Yeah.
but those are opportunities missed.
Yeah.
You do a record with Summer Walker, especially when she was like exploding at that point in time, and then you don't do no visuals behind it. Me and Steph was talking about that, man. I would have put her on
But see,
FaceTime and filmed the FaceTime.
But see, with that, the way my mind is thinking right now, it's like everybody not going, like, you are kind of an anomaly. You would stop operation and let it be known that this needs to happen. If I'm granted this opportunity and I got this song and whatever, and shit is moving fast like that, I might not want to pause it because, like, I might not feel like I have the authority to say, hey, I feel like we need to have a video. And so if it did,
Niggas shooting videos in the middle of tours, that is not an excuse.
I hear you, but if you don't have if you're new here, you don't really feel like you got enough anything to try to make a move for yourself. Somebody else has to make the move for you, which leads to the help.
That's
You got
unfortunate.
moved to blow up.
I think that's a part of the problem too, though. The helplessness that is this area. You thinking you need people to do things for yourself.
Because it's been told
there
to
are
us that we do.
50,000 videographers in DC that you could have solicited to help you with
It's
that,
true.
with your own money,
It's
with
true.
your own time, in the midst of everything else that you was doing. These are excuses.
No, it's not me.
You gotta deliver.
No, it's not.
I can't see that. So
No, it's not.
Yep, too late now. Fuck it. You should have said it 5 minutes ago. Now we're not talking about it. I told you.
I can't.
I told you
I
you was
can't
gonna
see
be
it.
mad at yourself. Sit down. Sit down. We ain't talking about it now. I don't give a fuck now. I don't care. I don't care. It's done. Oh, you got paid. My bad.
That don't ring a
Company retraction. He did get paid by that nigga that we was talking about. He was getting paid by that nigga. That's my bad. That's why he couldn't remember. He was getting paid. But the bottom line is, he didn't know who the fuck I was talking about, and it took him 15 minutes. And I don't want to see the picture now. We're not going to put it on the screen. We're not going to talk about it. You should have thought about your man when I brought it up 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, you supposed-
the fucking moment has passed.
Shout out
But
to
God bless him and his career.
You
Shout out
start
to Steph.
talking about doing shit for free. It's only about 5 people that I
Nope.
can name them.
I told her that the other day on the phone. I told her that the other day. Nobody doing shit for free.
Hell yeah.
Some people doing stuff for free.
Nah,
I
they
do
not.
shit for free when I know motherfuckers take themselves serious.
Who?
Maybe that's why I be getting shit for free.
Yeah.
Name the free rappers.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that because niggas gonna be upset, and I don't feel like telling
Me.
niggas.
Let me throw it out there. When he say free
Name all the
rapper,
free rappers.
me. That's what I'm
That's
talking
what's going
about.
on, but it's like
Mhm.
I don't even rap no more. I'm retired. But
You
me,
retired.
I'm still on the list.
Not
Gotta
quite.
get
I
right on
mean,
time.
not quite.
I might pop out. I'm like a
you
Jay
said
Z
you'll
nigga.
pop out
I'm gonna pop
for me.
out.
that's what I'm saying. But it's like,
Except
man,
for
I'm a Jay Z nigga.
They
Don't
only
let me
doing it
drop
for the
these
fans.
balls on y'all niggas.
that goes back to your question you asked
Real.
me. That's how I
Rap
approach
better,
music
young
too.
nigga.
Also,
What you mean?
you got to take yourself serious. Like
Yes.
I have a roster of artists I work with right now. I'm not even really focused on trying to like reach out to. A
I
whole
think
bunch
that's a
of-
mistake, though.
Yeah, like
I say that all the time about working in this area in general, though, whether it's music, whether it's television, whether
Mhm.
it's film, whether it's podcasting.
Mhm.
So many people feel like they have to network vertically.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's
exactly.
part of the problem.
Instead of just
When you
looking
really need to be
around.
networking with the people
Yeah.
right next to you.
No.
It's nothing
People
wrong
who are
with shooting
smart,
up, but like,
intelligent, capable,
Yeah.
who have their own network on some level. You need to be networking across. But
Mm-hmm.
everybody from this area wants to network up and then wonders why they never achieve anything.
It's-
You need to be networking with the people right next to
It's
you
the mentality.
who are
It's the
accomplished
crabs in
and
the
who can help
barrel,
you
bro.
get to
It's
where
not
you
even-
need to
it's
go.
the
It's
mentality
crabs
that
in the barrel, bro. I
everybody
swear to
wants
God.
shoot
Don't
for.
nobody want their man to be up. Don't nobody want their man to be up.
There's so
That's-
much truth in that, and it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
If my man was up and he
Yeah.
my man, we up together.
So I got one last question. Since y'all was talking about DMV thing, because I was thinking about it with the Wale.
Uh-huh.
Do you think Meek Mill bossed up and put up people on?
What?
Meek Mill.
I don't really know enough Philly
What?
politics.
What you
I'm
mean?
just saying, do you
So
see?
you
Did you see
outside looking
anything
in?
Who you put
outside
on?
looking in? Did he?
Yeah, for
Who
the
did he
outside
put on?
looking
Right?
Who you put on?
I don't know. That's why I was
That's
asking.
what he
Right?
asked.
Boom. So now I'm asking.
And who's the biggest artist
that
out of
situation.
Philly?
I think that
When I
situation.
think of Philly artists, I do think of me
Stafford-
first.
The MMG.
You gonna
situation.
take a Meek and then it's
I think
Uzi.
that's just Stafford.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Meek and
Yeah.
Uzi.
I see what you're
Meek
saying.
and Uzi.
Okay.
So I think it was just a ceiling with that situation because neither of them
Here-
was able to really boss up and
So
how
you
like.
saying Meek? You
okay.
saying Meek a gatekeeper?
I mean, in ways, yeah.
I know.
but
I know what
even-
you're saying. He's saying because they signed under a Raw, so that's already an entity. That's already
Right.
niggas know him.
Like Cash Money and the Universal.
Exactly. So it's like you hit a ceiling on your boss level. I get what you're saying.
right.
The way I look at it though, I can't really speak on Meek because I'm not from Philly, but I look at a Wale. He did boss up though. It's just not the top of it, but that goes back to the networking thing. We're a mentality of we about to try to shoot for the moon every single time rather
Yeah.
than like, let's build a spaceship
Right.
with niggas around us and
Right.
then go.
And that
Like-
that too, to me, is a huge part of the issue with
Yeah,
growing in
hell
this
yeah.
area. Is like,
Everybody want to be the one that made it.
yeah,
Like-
the
Yeah, we got
ambition
that
is
chief.
unrealistic sometimes.
Everybody want to be a chief,
Yeah,
and
for sure.
niggas don't know how to move
I'm
like
telling
chiefs.
you. I'm
Too many
telling
The
you.
only
chips
thing
not
niggas know how to-
lying.
the only
You know
thing-
that.
Yeah.
You know what? And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna say this now. I feel like when I look at Nature Boy,
Mhm.
when I look at Open Gym,
Yep.
the way he built that from the ground up, starting from minor showcases at
Yeah.
restaurants,
Yep.
serving food to people,
Yep.
to like creating his own tour,
Yeah.
to like now really controlling the Fillmore and
It's
like
your own
everything
lane.
that happens
He
there. Like
carved his own lane.
if you're looking at the blueprint for how to build
for sure.
a network, a tour, and
Yep.
like a line of artists
Yep.
that you respect that can really like take it there, I really feel like you need to be looking at Nature Boy.
Shout out to Nate.
And I feel like he's not getting enough credit for the incredible work that he's doing with Open Gym and in this
Yeah.
area as a whole. Like the designer is black, even down to that.
Yeah.
I feel like when I look at clothes coming from this area, now you know how I feel about this shit. Most of you motherfuckers can't dress. I'm gonna just go ahead and say that it's a lot of bad fits happening.
Yeah, I'm
Or bad
one of the
fits.
flash niggas in the city.
Y'all know that shit, guy. Y'all saw that? The answer to that is no. He lying. But the point I'm making
Flash.
is even down to like the clothes that come out of this area, I feel like it does way too much. I feel like his mastery of like tour, of franchising, of networking across, of building from the ground up and keeping everything simple down to the clothes on his back, to me is perfection.
But you know
the
what?
designer is black, is like top tier as far as like
That
when
shit
you're
is
talking
fire.
about the construction of a very simple clothing line, because I always feel like that's the problem when I look at a lot of local brands. You did too much.
Yeah.
If you took a little piece out of this here or there, I would love this. I would say the same thing about Dreams of Triumph, a local clothing line that like keeps shit like real simple,
Simple,
but
yeah.
it's always real fly. You can do it and do it well without doing too much. But so many people are, like you saying, they shooting for the moon when they should be building a rocket
just
ship.
had to throw-
And that's the problem.
You know what it is? You know what the dark cloud over this whole area is? We've lost the plot of what this area is. Niggas don't
sure.
know what it means to actually be from this area.
We used to
anymore.
be so special.
Nah, it
We
ain't
used to
that,
be
bro.
special.
We used to walk
be
into, we
special.
used to go to a city
We
and
had
you knew
our
who we was by
own
how we
shit.
dressed. We
We
dressed
had
a
our
certain
own
way.
shit.
We spoke a certain way. We were a certain
Yeah,
way.
we did. But
We
see,
were special.
But you know what?
that-
You know
that's
what else?
lonely though.
But you know what else happened with
That's
that?
why people just
That's
gravitated.
shit you just
You know what I'm saying? Because you got
is
to
lonely.
stand on that.
You know what else happened though? When we lost the plot, I blame niggas my age and older. Cause these young niggas gonna follow.
Whatever.
They don't know. If the young niggas don't know what is actually like to have pride in where they from, it's because of us.
That's true.
We start following everybody else, and we like niggas be wanting to hop on everything. Why the fuck niggas keep bringing up Atlanta when it come to DC? Why niggas keep wanting to like? I've never been to Atlanta. It's probably a beautiful place. You feel me? Like I get it. But
Shout
like
out to
we
Atlanta. I love Atlanta.
not that. Like
Stay
why,
home.
why the fuck?
Shout out
we,
to the
like,
A.
Shout out to the A.
I be hearing motherfuckers
home.
that born and raised here. Twin, what's up? It's like, bro, like what?
We don't.
And
talk
you
about
my age. Like
Niggas
you
here
know.
dick rap.
That's what.
Dick
For
riding
sure.
ass niggas.
For
I hate
sure.
these dick riders.
You can't be 30 plus.
I'm tired. I've been holding my tongue too long.
Nah,
Fucking false.
You can't
These
be 30
niggas
plus
dick
and
riders,
talk like
bro.
you from
Swear to
Atlanta
God.
and you
No,
from
no,
DC.
I'm
You not a dick rider, bro.
So it's like it's speaking to something deeper. It's like, bro, like you don't even have pride in where you from. Like niggas used to like know a DC
But you
nigga.
know what, though?
Psychology of
That's the psychology of everything that we do, though.
Yeah.
Even our clothing, right?
Yeah.
Niggas was supporting Eat. Niggas was supporting Museum. What
Yeah.
happened? I ain't seen y'all in that shit all summer.
And I'm still supporting. Shout to Malik.
Shout out
That's
to
my
Malik.
job.
Shout out to Malik.
I'm about to
Oh,
say,
God.
But he
my
really
joke.
like, you're talking about somebody who's
Fucking
like is
me, I
really
had some
producing
Eats
good pieces.
socks on
Somebody
yesterday.
like who had like the branding with like New Balance, like somebody who was doing something special.
all of these
And
joints
all of a
link,
sudden-
all these joints link into
Yeah.
each other. You also fit in
And
that
I got the
middle,
DMV jump.
that middle part of this area. You fit in that middle part too. You adjacent to either side.
Right.
Everybody's not that.
Bro, nobody
but
want to
also-
see you win, bro. Nobody
No,
want to
even
see you
outside,
win,
what
bro.
you said, eating them, you gotta think it's political one too.
Okay.
So yeah, they pop, but then you see heard people ain't worried. Why? Because it's a message behind it. So when you got a message behind what you're doing, that comes with a whole different type of fight. Now the type of backing these other areas are getting, you're not coming to you because even this area got some consciousness to it.
Right.
People
Yeah.
don't want to, you know what I'm saying?
Always.
Other places,
Always.
they just
It's
come out
always been
straight
deep here.
ignorance.
But
for real.
And
no.
that's why they trying to chase drill because we got.
Yeah.
But that's why I think
But
that's why I
that's the
think we
drill
lost.
shit now. That's
why I
all
think
they
we lost
on.
the plot because it's not even. I can't
There's
even
no
think.
real rappers.
I
They
can't
drill.
even think it's just these kids that's on the drill shit. Niggas my age is trying to be kids.
Niggas,
Trying to be.
They trying to
niggas
relate.
20 years old.
For sure.
They trying to relate the 15.
Nigga, you're
16,
35.
You're 36.
Give it the
nigga.
fuck up.
Like,
Let's
you're-
say that right
you're
now.
42.
You just wanna-
You're 35, nigga.
And you in your mother house.
You should be retired like me.
Hey,
What are
if
you
still
doing?
going to anybody's house but your own, stop the fuck what you doing.
Even if you going,
What the fuck you doing?
if you are
Go to
going
your own
to
house.
your own house and you still acting like you 16, my nigga, please fade away, bro.
For sure.
Because you in the way. Like
It's
nigga,
a lot of immature shit
It's
going
a
on.
lot of
on.
immature shit. And you
Nigga.
know what it is? It's class clown
Hey,
syndrome.
bro.
That shit been going on since
Hey, bro.
school. Niggas will want to get laughs out of everybody and don't care how ignorant they sound,
Yep.
don't care how ignorant they look.
But
Instead of standing on some
But
shit.
the A student, like I said, is lonely.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
I can't even.
It's
I
not,
can't,
as an entrepreneur, it's
you
very lonely.
'cause
So
you
to
can-
have that type of mindset, you have to be strong-willed to go through it because you're different. People gonna look at you different. Because I know I'm different. One, I'm not saying I don't give a fuck. But most people, psychology really care how people view them.
I
and
give a
stuff.
fuck how people
Sure.
view me. You,
You
feel
know
me?
what I'm
Like,
saying?
I also,
Nah, I
I
do
also,
too.
I
I
also
don't
know.
believe that.
No, for
I
sure.
do too.
I don't believe that necessarily.
Nah,
Not
I think I
necessarily.
do too.
Not
I do too.
necessarily, because you just said you true to yourself.
You
when
don't
the
care what
producer, you're
people
authentic.
say.
Nah,
but
big-
you take that shit.
You hear it,
you hear
but
it, yeah.
obviously it didn't change you. It didn't change your behavior.
That don't,
It
but
didn't
that don't
change-
necessarily mean I don't care though. I care about I care about my perception to people, but I also know who I am.
Right.
Well, it's
When
levels
you-
to that.
That's what I would
Levels
say.
to it.
Yeah, that's what I would
Yeah.
say.
Levels to it.
In everything that I do, in everything
Yeah,
that I create,
I want to
like,
make sure.
I know who I am.
Yeah,
Like that's what
you
it
got to
boils
know
down
who
to.
you are.
See,
I know who I am
You got to
when I'm in
know
that
who you are.
situation.
It's definitely it's
So
levels to it.
if you embrace what I'm doing, you still have to embrace it like at my level.
Exactly.
Because I'm not changing what I'm doing
Exactly.
to suit you. That doesn't make sense to me.
Nope.
Boom.
And at that point, if I'm doing what it is that you think I should be doing, what you
I done
think
already
is-
lost my.
I've already lost.
Yeah. And you about to stop
Because
supporting.
nothing I make is authentic to me.
Exactly.
It's hard to recreate that continually.
Yeah.
Right? When you're not being yourself, it's hard to recreate a version of you that really is from someone else's perception over and over and
yep.
over and over again to be able to create the hits over and over and over again. Nah, I'd rather just be myself.
So do y'all
Somebody gonna catch
understand the mental fortitude y'all just said y'all have?
it. Touche.
I believe. Yeah.
That is hard, and that's everybody
Man,
don't have
fuck
that.
with bullshit.
But I hate for us to say like it's not no artist in the area though, because that's
It's
not
plenty.
true.
it's
It's
Like,
plenty.
plenty.
of them.
That's
But that's
not
There's a
true.
lot of artists in Earth.
Nah,
Yeah,
but
you want me to shout them out?
That's the mentality I don't like though.
You want me to get all these artists that?
If your artist killed anybody, then no.
I don't know what they did,
Then
allegedly.
maybe you should leave them out.
I know artists that I know.
Hey,
I know
first
artists
off,
that
shout out
kill
to the
niggas
whole
that don't
37.
sound like they did.
Shout out to the whole
And
37.
that's the lane. That's who we need to be supporting.
Nah, fact.
Nah, shout out to the whole
Niggas is from
37.
this shit for real, but
That's
hey,
fact.
I can
I'm
still
telling y'all
read
right
some
now.
J. Cole sound and
Mingo
shit.
Lee,
But I probably
Pago
killed it.
Panama,
I probably did that.
Nah.
Yeah, shout out Paco Panama. I fuck with
Yeah.
him.
Al
3Com.
Mojo,
Shout out to 3Com.
Big Flock, Foggy
Big
Raw,
Flock.
You know what the issue
Fat
is?
Trail still
Nisho
shouting them out.
Soul,
We'll say shit.
Blizzy,
We'll
you already know,
say shit
Shab
like
was
ain't no,
Big Say
ain't no
So.
other rappers.
Ain't
but
that.
Azizi Gibson,
Nobody
Matt
told
McGee,
us
Kevin
to
Sinatra,
portray
King
that.
Miko.
Free no
People
Savage.
say ain't no
If
other
you don't
rappers.
free no
My question
Savage, my
is,
man coming home
what
this
is
summer. Free
on
no
to you?
Savage.
What does that
Exactly.
level of
God.
success look like to you for to say that?
Not fact.
Free gigs.
Because when I look at like LaRussell, I really feel like I appreciate
Shout out on
Russell
three.
I
for
like LaRussell.
the
Yeah,
way
I like
he's like
Russell.
redefined what success is
Mhm.
and how he's like really tempered a realistic expectation in terms of like how you can explode in terms of your
There's
career
so many
without
aspects.
trying to be Drake
There's so many different areas
Oh,
of access to
you
success.
talking about
like,
for sure. LaRussell.
So he looked like he know who he is. He don't
Exactly.
You're not swimming me. That
We
mental
looking for-
fortitude.
That's on my terms.
we
Yeah.
looking for the rapper, the stereotypical rapper.
Yeah, I want
we
the
looking for the
drill
super,
shit.
we looking for the superstar, and then we want to mix it with the drill shit, and then we want to have this hybrid nigga that we can call a DC superstar.
Yeah.
So then
And
what-
it's like you don't even know niggas in your personal life that
So
can
when-
maintain.
That being said, right, if it's that many versions of like what the DMV artist is in your mind, what do these artists need to be doing to figure out who they are, to represent that, and then to push that product forward? What does that look like?
Man,
Because
keep
it's
it-
easy to tell these people like you not doing it right. Well, then what's right?
Yeah, because I mean, I don't know if I feel like, okay, I'm not gonna put that out there. I'm not gonna put that in the atmosphere. I feel like I'm doing what I do right, but I didn't always feel like that.
Okay.
Probably probably after we worked together, I was like, you know what? Okay, like nothing else sounds like this. And for me as a producer, that's super important. To me at least. How can I set myself aside? Everybody doing this free car shit, and everybody's doing it to a point where you don't know who is.
Right.
So it does not matter anymore.
I thought V's was from here for a long time. The way
On
he
Uncle
was picking
Charles.
them up.
It don't matter no more. Like that whole
I swear I thought
category
V's
of
was from
music
DZ.
with this city is gonna remain what it is. But the ceiling is acting like Tetris for real. Because it's like, bro, if not everybody dying, everybody getting locked up, everybody sound the same, all the beats sound the same.
Yeah.
Y'all talking about all the same shit.
rapping
after
on
a
beat.
wh-
I hate it.
After a while,
Hate it.
like
Rap, nigga.
even your youngest of listeners is gonna get tired of that.
You said
Like,
LaRussell,
rap.
right?
Yeah.
So my question
are.
would be
Fuck
to
y'all doing this
the
all
young
beat
artists
shit.
coming
Rap.
up, for one, because LaRussell know his worth. How much of yourself are you trying to sell, right? Right, and then because in this area, DC being the capital, one, God is gonna block the blessing of going that route drill anyway because y'all the capital.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? So
I didn't even think
so
about that.
you trying to sell your soul ain't gonna work for you here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So how much of yourself are you willing to sell? And then once you figure that part out, you stay true to yourself, and you can get like LaRussell. But even him, he don't go through certain doors, and he's proud to not to go through certain
Because
doors.
it's not necessary.
It's not
You know what I'm saying? It's not
for what he's
necessary.
trying to
Exactly.
accomplish. And I feel like when I say earlier, like these kids don't have the guidance, that's a part of what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Understanding that not everybody gonna be Drake.
Yeah, you don't
Not
have to
everybody
be
gonna be
the-
Future.
yeah.
No.
Not everybody gonna be Cole. But that doesn't mean that you can't create success for yourself, which is why like I really feel like Nature Boy and what they're doing are so exceptional.
Mm-hmm.
I view what they're doing as a huge success.
Them niggas sold out.
Phenomenal
Them niggas
success.
Ain't no
had
DC Drake,
Them
though.
niggas had a open mic
Ain't no DC Drake.
at Fillmore, an open mic,
And sold out.
and sold it out. Nobody has done that in this
Shout
area.
out to
Like that's a
them.
win.
And shout
That's a
out to
win.
Nature Boy.
Yeah,
Shout out to
just
all
let him
of
Nature
them.
Boy.
he looking at I'm successful. Win.
Shout out to the whole
But he
collective.
not looking at it like that's the all right.
That's
the
not the end all be all.
right,
It's
mission
not complete for sure.
But somebody like me is looking at that
not,
like,
but he's not. Some people will
That's-
still.
yeah.
Some people will still look at it like, man, that's not enough. I'd rather be on the.
and that is the mentality that I've been speaking to this whole time that niggas just need to let go of, because all you doing is just not supporting, because in your mind it's not good enough. But what the fuck is good enough to
What
you
is
if
good
you
enough?
can't even you've never seen that even happen in this area.
Right.
So how can you say what's good enough?
Right.
How can you say what they
I
not
don't
doing enough?
want you bigger than me, bro.
And that honestly, that yeah. That
That's
is what it
really
is.
That's
Niggas
all
get in
it is.
competition,
That's
even if
all
you're not
it
even,
is, bro.
you don't even.
Niggas don't even know who you are, and you in competition.
And you in
with
competition.
people
On God,
getting
bro,
it done.
I don't want you better than me.
Yeah,
That's
that is
bigger
what
than
it
me.
is. It's
More
unfortunate.
buzz, more money.
And they
For
say
sure.
all this happens in other cities, but I
Niggas
can only
goofy.
speak.
Nah, Other cities,
to a
other
degree,
cities
for sure,
prove.
dude. Because it's a microcosm. This is a
Atlanta,
microcosm
look
of
at
just
Atlanta.
the psychology of where we live, America.
For sure.
I mean, when people say
But we doing it for murder, man. We trying to be the first to make it out.
when people say look at
But we
Atlanta,
still
I don't
ain't.
know now.
Why they
Like,
made it
I'm
out,
looking
bro?
at a lot of dissension. So I mean, I just didn't know. Like I can see I can see it in DC because I'm here.
Yeah, fact.
That shit falling by the wayside in Atlanta. So it's like they not all the way unified like niggas think. It's just they
You know
had,
what it is?
They
Like,
had the machine
People
behind them.
assume that because a lot of artists from a given area are making it, that there must be like camaraderie or
Yeah.
community in that area, and that's not necessarily true.
Atlanta had the
No,
the
we don't work
machine
with each
behind
other.
them.
Yeah, they
We
had the
only
machine
place
behind them
that
for a
don't
long
work
time.
with each
We've
other.
never had the machine.
We're not the only place like that.
Yeah,
though.
we're not.
And you know what's crazy is that most people in most cities
Will say
that are
that
trying to get
they
involved
got
in
the
music,
same
they would say
story.
the same
They
thing.
got the same
They would
story.
say that like we don't support each other
Yeah.
here. So the bottom line is that if ain't nobody gonna support you, you need to support yourself and support the people right next to you.
And get people. Yep.
Instead of always trying to work vertically,
Always.
y'all always trying to get on with the nigga that's on top and the nigga that's on top and the nigga on top of him. You need to be looking at some of the people right next to you that can help you create and build your dreams.
Facts.
There are videographers, cameramen, writers, producers, entrepreneurs, people making t-shirts, making clothes right here in this area that can help you get everywhere that you need to be. But you can't network or meet any of those people or build those relationships because you don't think that those people are good enough for a career you don't even have yet. Stop trying to work vertically all your life. Start working horizontally.
Yeah.
Start appreciating the people right next to you. We're going to wrap the show up, man. We appreciate all y'all coming out and watching. Mel, make sure you give them your socials.
You already know what it is. You want me to spell it again? It's like I'm playing. It's Yo Melly, baby. And you already know what it is, gang. Y'all know where I'm at. I'm on all socials, Yo Melly, baby. On Facebook, you can follow me, Mel B. Jr.
For sure. Ty?
For sure.
The Uptown Sound on everything. I'm mainly on Twitter and IG. The Uptown Sound, all one word, no funny spelling for me. Come chop it up. I do make beats. They are amazing. Check me out.
Chaz?
At Chaz the L, you already know what it is. The bird by the door.
And of course, I am your host at Mia Was Here, 5_. Make sure you follow the podcast on YouTube. You Weren't There podcast. You can also follow us on IG and on TikTok. And again, you can follow me on IG at Mia Was Here, 5_. We appreciate y'all coming out. We'll be back again next week. We love y'all. Bless.
On gang. Hey, what you mean the birds that do?